Hello and welcome back. I am Arumba. Thank you for joining me. Let's play some more Civ 5 with that filthy tutor guy. How's it going, Filthy?
Doing well, man.
I really like your adjective. Have I said that before?
Yes, you love playing with Filthy.
Filthy. It's such a filthy endeavor. It makes me feel filthy. Filthy. It's just such a dirty word. I love that word. Anyway, so Darius here of Persia actually wants to be friends. What the hell's up with that? I thought that the deity hated us all because we are not AI. We are not cyborgs.
There's a couple things. Sometimes it doesn't mean anything. Basically, at
like
the
if
moment,
you're Carthage?
if you look at this too. Yeah, Carthage. Okay, so we have random personalities on, so we don't know what any of this means. But Carthage has a very high. I was told this by my fans. I'm passing this along. I don't know this. There is a giant spreadsheet style thing out there on the internet. It's easy to find. We can maybe look at it later if you want. It tells about all the base values that all the AI have towards things. How much they hate warmongering, how loyal they are versus how treacherous they are, how much, blah, 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 right? How much they value expansion, how much they value this type of stuff. So that's going to be that. So part of it might be, if a really treacherous AI says, hey, let's be friends, it doesn't really mean that much. But what it means for us is this. First of all, we have no negative modifiers with them. If you mouse over Darius's little icon in the top right, right there, that works too. That's exactly the same thing. I don't think this does it without EUI again. But basically, we only have one positive modifier towards them, right? They have an embassy in your capital. That's it. We have no negative modifiers, but no real positives either. So that's okay.
Like that one, like the Covet lands.
Yeah, that's a negative modifier, exactly.
Yeah, the red, pretty clear.
Yeah, it makes it real simple.
Okay.
So there they are. Okay, I can buy this. We have proximity with them, and we've met them for quite a while. They tend to offer this from time to time, generally based on how many more positive modifiers you have. This is good for us. It allows us to directly, instead of having to do these GPT deals, although we're still going to be doing a lot of GPT deals, we can do lump sum gold deals now based on that.
Right. I was going to say,
which is really useful for us in the early game.
For those who don't know, GPT is apparently gold per turn. Now, how come he has 21 damn iron? He's such a stockpiling whore. They're all whores. I'm really upset.
I think that's current deal. I think that's not 21 iron. I think that is 21 turns remaining on the deal.
Okay. I was going to say, if he has 21 iron, there's something wrong there. Yeah, that makes more sense. Okay, so say yes then. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, I would.
Let's work together.
There's a time when I wouldn't, and the time I wouldn't say yes is if he has negative. If he's at war with Portugal, for example, making friends with him will cause Portugal to hate us more because now we're friends with her enemy. So therefore, we might get attacked from that. But right now, keeping good relationships with our immediate neighbors is pretty high priority.
Mm-hmm. Is there any kind of like diplomacy screen where you can see like like a council, like six nations with red lines and stuff saying like this guy's at war with this guy and this guy's at war with this guy?
There's a mod called Info Addict that will let you do that, and that's quite useful, but it's not compatible with multiplayer to the best of my knowledge, so I don't use it.
Okay, so this is unlocked now, the 464. Normally we wouldn't be able to click that.
Yes.
So how do you determine, like, I'm not saying we should do this right now, but if we were, because we're going to use this iron for our own guys, but how do you, what's the number, and is it tied to era? Is it a fixed number? Like, how do you determine?
It's a fixed number, and it's tied to game speed. And it's for these, it's 40, because the value of iron is 1.5. It's actually 45 is what we could get for this if we were in direct gold. Now, we sell iron for 2 gold because there's some bizarre rounding thing with that, right? So, but if we were to direct sell, we could not get 60. We could only get 45 for that if we were to direct sell.
So unless you absolutely have to get the gold right this second, you're better off selling all strategic resources over time. What about luxuries? How does that
Luxuries
work?
are the same. So I believe
this one normally was like 8 gold was the value.
Right. So I think it's 240 is what you can get directly for that.
Okay, I'm not going to click it, but what would it
take?
No,
we'll do it soon because we are going to put more silk online in the not too distant future, and we should do that when we do that.
Okay, well, we'll talk about it when that happens then. It has come to my attention that you have a large army of... What the hell are you talking about, you crazy woman?
Mm-hmm.
We're in our own territory. We're inside we're defending ourselves from you, you crazy wench.
This is Civ 6 is the exact same way. Like, they send in apostles and you kill their apostles, and then it unconverts their cities because they've sent apostles and that's the mechanic, and then they yell at you for that. This is the same freaking thing. This is just the deity just like flexing on you, basically. So we have to say, we can say what we want. We could war them, but we have no intention to war them. So let's just say that. All right. And we will get a modifier. So what that just basically did is if you choose to declare war on them now, I don't know what the turn limit is, but in the near future, it's going to be worse than if you had done war in a different way. Right, it's going to be a bigger penalty hit because of diplomatic stuff. So because we just told them one thing and now done that. So.
Right, we're a backstabber like Carthage.
Don't click that.
Is this the one you don't? Is it immediately declare or is there a confirmation pop up?
I don't know.
You want to find out?
No.
You chicken. I liked you better when you were drinking. You totally would have said yes the other night.
My goal is to make you win your first Deity game straight up. I think that's what I'd like to see happen here.
This is not my first Deity game though. Okay, this guy's getting a little bit farther from Sigtuna. Is he okay to keep scouting? He's just an archer. I don't like that. Testing McTesters.
Yeah, he's fragile as shit too. I want to see this. I want to go 2 tiles north. I want to get to that hill and see the city there. Mm-hmm.
All right, so we'll pop up to here, and then next turn we'll go one more location. So
is that a trade route with us or through us? Okay, that's good to see. See the barbarian there.
Wait.
So don't just manually assign that. Go on.
Trade route? What? This is our trade route. We did this last turn.
See the red icon above the cattle? That's a Persian trade route.
Yes. Is there? Oh, okay. Yes.
It's with us. Cool. Okay.
So
that's nice.
Okay. There should. I think I remember. There's a button somewhere. Yep. Trade routes. You don't know what it is because I've got the keyboard shortcut.
You changed all the keys. If you just click on the trade route icon on the top right, you can do that too.
No. I need to remember what it is.
Oh, goodness. This episode is going to go a little bit long.
All right. Fine. We'll go up here. I'll look it up later. So
you click trade routes with you on the far right. Okay. So Persia has established one, and I think it gives them 1 science and gives us 4 science from that, and gives us 1.2 gold. That's nice.
Well, it must be brand new because it's not showing.
It looks like it was there.
We've had it
already.
Yeah, we just now noticed it. How long? I wonder how long it's been. So he raised our science by 25%. Thank you. I like you. And he just declared friendship with us. So
all sorts of good things coming out of Persia over there. Awesome.
Their revenue. Wait, no. The top of this tooltip, it says it's just all one tooltip. It'd be kind of cool if it broke it down into segregated ones. But okay, so your revenue is the 1.25 gold. That's this one going away. So 1.25 gold. Should just display 1.25 if it's 1.25.
See the modifier too? If you look at that, on a river, there's a 25% modifier towards the gold. That's just one of the base. So you can see right there. So different resources, gems. They have no resources up in the city they're sending it from. We have gems up in this city. It actually doesn't look like, well, I don't know. Do we have our cattle finished? I don't know if it's, cattle are not strategic resources, so perhaps not. I think it's strategic and luxury resources that impact this. And then next to a river is a modifier, which we have. So
does that also affect science? Or that? No, it's just saying... we've talked about this before. I'm sorry. It's the number of techs that we don't
it's have. 1 science for every 2 techs.
He's discovered 7 technologies that you do not have. You're receiving 0 science due to your cultural influence over them. What the hell is that?
You get these numbers are modified based on tourism.
Which I've never paid attention to because I'm a warmongering bastard.
Good.
Okay. I think we go ahead and cross.
Yep.
All right, I wanted to process these workers. We're going to stick with the farm. That's a barb, though. We should probably...
That is annoying, because, he needs to...
Go here and build a farm there for now.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good move. I like it.
Yeah, I did good. He's happy with me. And we did steal the forest. Nice.
Yeah, now,
if they'd expanded, then we would just have been knocked out, right?
Yes.
So, and then with the forest itself would still only require 1 more action to clear, and he probably would have cleared.
That's correct.
It's ours now, you loser. Aha.
That's correct. Got 13 hammers out of it. Awesome.
Okay, so we brought our copper online last turn. This pasture we can't do because we don't have trapping yet. We should really get trapping soon. What about the stone, maybe? Or do you want to...
Stone. Oh, no, I want to chop the deer is what I wanted to do here. The deer is on flat land, right?
The deer is... I've turned off yields. That probably hurts you. I noticed that I was watching one of your videos, because I do, right? And you keep yields on all the time. Does that bother anyone, having yields on all the time?
Yeah, people fuss occasionally, but I have a rule like for because I do live streaming, right, and people donate for city names and they donate for this, that, and the other. And my general rule of thumb is I will accommodate chat with donations or requests in general, so long as it doesn't negatively impact my actual gameplay. And for me, having yields on is a positive boost to my gameplay, so I keep it on regardless.
Right. I've noticed that you seem to identify terrain by the number of pips in the tiles rather than usually actually looking at it. Like you'll see a tile and say, "Oh, that's a hill." And you just know intrinsically, like, that's a hill. And you know that because
it's a forest on a...
Yeah, there's a forest which gives it a pip in the grassland, and then shouldn't a forest hill have 2? I don't understand why it's only 1.
That's in Civ 6, but not in Civ 5. Different resource system.
Yeah, I'm never going to figure that out. Now, we do have 2 pastures we could do. We could have this guy work on a pasture and this guy work on a pasture. That'd give us extra culture.
We are working both. Want to do that.
Well, I'm thinking it would make sense to get the extra pasture, the extra culture. I love culture. Culture's great. I'm a cultural person.
Great. The thing is, in the northern city in Helsinki there,
we need the production.
This is the only worker we have in this city. And we really don't want to be stealing our expansion workers in the early game to go do other things, even if they're nice things to have. So we are building another worker to help address this, because currently what you're encountering, and this is something to think about, is our current rate of expansion in terms of growth, in terms of border expansion, and in terms of population is faster than our number of improvements. In other words, we have lots of tiles that are unimproved that we're working. And we want to fix that. We want to address that as soon as possible. But we don't necessarily want to do that in a centralized manner in the capital. We kind of want to spread those workers out so all cities are getting the benefit of this. So my push for this worker is go chop that deer out. Okay. Now, actually min-maxing this, it might be better to do the quarry. So here's the thought. The thing we're going to want that production boost off the chopping of the deer resource, and we're going to want that before our library finishes, and ideally before the granary finishes, because getting the granary out faster means sooner growth, which is going to be beneficial. It will also help the borders expand to that tile, because it will take the deer from a rough terrain tile to an open terrain tile, which means it has less cultural cost associated with it, so it will grow there sooner, which will be nice.
Wait. Sooner, you're saying that the actual cost to grow borders changes depending on what the governor is targeting?
It's more along the lines of this. You make a set amount of culture. The number of turns it takes to grow to a tile is based on the culture cost of that tile. And the culture cost of that tile is in part determined by the rough terrain versus open terrain element of that. So see where it's growing right now? It's growing. If we chop the deer out, it's going to change the growth priority entirely and grow straight to that deer. Because the deer is... Go on.
Okay, so I think I understand what you're saying, though. You're saying that the governor's looking around and he's saying, okay, what's the cheapest tile I can buy? And these two are equal, and which is why they're both pink?
Yeah, they're equal in cost. It's not the cheapest tile because there's other things that go into it. Strategic resources are valued as are luxury resources. So sometimes he will grow, like right here, the cheapest tile is actually that grassland or maybe the floodplains. But he is actually usefully growing to one of these luxury resources right now. The deer doesn't make it in the top one.
I just want to make sure I understand correctly that you're saying we can direct him to grow here, but you're not actually saying that by chopping the forest, he is going to spend less overall culture to buy new tiles. That part doesn't change, right?
No, it's actually, and I'm not entirely, we'd have to count that. I don't know that. My understanding is this: you generate a flat amount of culture, and actually, from my understanding, actually, I would say yes, it would be cheaper because basically you can reduce the number of, the same tile chopping it out. So if he was growing, let's say he was growing to that silk only, right? And we chopped out the silk, the number of turns it would take to grow there would actually be reduced. So yes, we can speed up the border expansion because we generate a flat amount of culture and tiles cost a non-flat amount of culture. So yes, you can chop out rough terrain tiles to accelerate border growth.
I had always assumed that the cost of border growth was just strictly tied to the number of times it had done border growth. Kind of like the way that food goes up?
It might do both. It might actually go up more when we could look at this, how many turns on average. We'd have to start keeping track, and we'd have to compare, because what we'd really want to see is we want to see the comparison of a flat grassland and a city that's 5 pop that's grown 3 times as opposed to a flat grassland in a city that's only grown once. So here's what I do know. If you wait till your borders expand once before purchasing tiles, the cost of the tiles to purchase is reduced.
It's reduced gold-wise or culture-wise?
Yes, gold-wise.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. Anyways. By the way, it's really weird playing non-tradition, a non-tradition social nation, because I'm so used to having cities expand on their own, and they don't unless you build a damn monument. And I get so used to having the monument for free. It's really hard to not have a monument for free.
It's very nice having monuments for free. Okay, so let's try to get some turns in.
No, we just want to talk about the game. Even if we don't even finish this game, for crying out loud, I'm still enjoying myself, so I really don't care. Okay, now we
did decide on the deer then? Okay, that's fine.
Well, you decide on the deer. I'm going with what you say. The min-max for me kind of wants to, if we're going to chop a forest to get the granary faster, I almost want to do that one because it's closer to the capital, so we get 20 instead of 13, I think. It's also inside the borders, so we don't get a malus there. I think we're only going to get 10 for chopping this. Isn't that right? No, it's 13.
Yeah. I'm okay with this. We can buy the tile if you really want, but I don't want to. Part of what I like about this chop right here, there is an actual rather complicated thought process going on there. We can talk about it, but it's going to take a few minutes. Do we want to talk about it?
No.
We don't? Okay.
No.
Then we'll leave it.
Farm 5, Farm 5. They're equal now. Should we finish? How would you choose which one to finish now? Now that they're equal.
Do this one because it's safer. The barb's not closer.
Okay. Pretty straightforward decision-making process there. Yeah. This guy is, he's got nothing to improve down here. We've already improved the pasture. We could have him relocate to another location, or is that just too much of a time sink to relocate?
Exactly, that's the problem. I would do a farm here. Freshwater farms are always going to be useful, so getting those online is good. Pasture there is fine. Are we working that sheep yet, or not? We did just grow. Okay, I want to work that sheep over the iron now.
Wait, you are really on it when it comes to growth. So we work the iron for the extra production. Now we go for the sheep. Again, This feels so dirty to me, but okay.
Yep.
So if you would do that now, why didn't we do that earlier? Why didn't we stop working this?
My recommendation was to do it earlier.
Well, why didn't we?
Someone's at the controls who isn't me.
Well, you didn't
You want me to kick up a fuss every time it doesn't go exactly the way I want it?
Well, yeah.
I'm okay with letting you experiment. It's part of learning the game.
No, I want to win. I don't want to lose. So this town is about to finally grow. We're working all food.
Yep. And okay, so here's something to look at. This is just for your general. So click in Helsinki. Okay, see the coloration of the copper tile? Click on that once. It's going to reassign your citizens. You'll have to do it in a second, but click on it once. Okay. Now go click on the bison again. So unclick the copper and click the bison. And now go back to the capital city.
By the way, is there capital city working this one? I think it is.
Yes, and actually that's what I'm going to get you looking at. See the dark blue compared to the light blue? The light blue means it's in your city's borders and therefore it's capable for your city to work it. But you can't ever have the tile shared. You have to assert ownership of that tile back and forth using this clicking system. So right now, when that city grows, and it's production focused, it will take the highest production city tile that it owns. But if you click on this once, you don't even have to, just click it once. You don't even have to do it twice. You can see how it changed to the light blue color?
Yeah.
Okay, if that other city grew right now when you have the tiles like this, it would not be able to grow to the copper. So we lose 1 hammer and 2 gold. Yeah. So it is important when you have overlapping tile systems like this, when you're thinking about growth, to micromanage that. You don't have to unclick the guy to do that. Just clicking it once puts it in your borders. And you can see the color changes from the light blue to the dark blue to the light blue.
Okay, I want to try that
so
one
when
more
you
time,
share
just
tiles,
to make sure.
Yeah, okay.
So you're saying I can just click it once?
Click it once. And now it's light blue. So now this is now a tile in this city, but you've taken it from the other city.
Okay. Well, we want to give it back to the city because
Yes,
this is where we want the growth. Got it. Okay. That is so minor. That is something that I might not actually be able to commit to memory, but okay. The scout man. Let's see. That's not a hill,
Northeast.
so. What's it? Sorry, say again.
Right there. That's where I want to go.
Yeah, the hills. Superior. And then this guy was supposed to go up to one of these 2 locations, probably closer to the
that
borders.
one, because I want to see the city. Because the idea is to see that's the capital. That's what I expected. We now see that. If you look at our available trade routes now too, because if you haven't met the city, if you haven't seen the city, you can't send a trade route to it. And unlike in Civ 6, where if there's some fog in the way, that doesn't matter if there's fog in the way. You just have to have seen the city.
Okay, so that would be an argument then for doing accept embassy, right? Finding their capital is pretty valuable that way.
We want them to accept embassies anyways. When we are comfortable with our gold income, we're going to go buy all the embassies back, especially for our immediate neighbors, because in the early game we did a kind of short-term versus long-term thing. In the early game we want that gold, so we're willing to take the gold per turn over the boost in diplomatic relationships for having embassy swapped.
Right. So their capital is worth 5 gold versus 2.9. Same science because the tech doesn't change.
Yeah.
And
if we had to choose a trade route, we'd clearly choose the capital over the other one because it has more gold per turn. So.
Right, unless there's a dangerous path or something with bad guys.
With barbs or bad guys, exactly.
Bad guys in general. Hey, it's iffy. He's a bit iffy. No, if you insist on if, I'm gonna intentionally pronounce it iffy even more.
I don't actually know. These are habits more than anything else. I don't think it's iffy, but
yeah, I don't either.
Call it iffy,
I don't either. But from now on, it's iffy. So. Yeah, if you make it into a thing, that's what's going to happen. So this town's
growing. This is the beginning of the end in our collaboration.
Yeah. No. Don't worry, children. We're not going anywhere. I still like this guy for now.
Good.
All right. Well, we got through like 2 turns. I do apologize. I have a tendency to do this when I'm, like, if I were playing on my own, this is how I normally would play, as I really take my time on turns. And it's funny, because there's some people who, like, they don't seem to like watching Civ 5 because it's too slow, which is true. It's definitely, I think, more fun to play than it is to watch, which, hey, don't stop watching. I'm not trying to say that or anything, but the thing is that the faster you play, you make more mistakes, and technically there's no time limit on turns unless you're playing multiplayer, and in which case, why not take more time?
I'm very excited to see how we will do some training for you, even if it is just brief training. That's hostile. We're gonna get attacked from here in a minute.
What's this? Why is there's no unit
hit
symbol?
F10 twice. You rebound it. Hit strategic resource view twice. There you go. Yeah.
Weird.
Because sometimes it disappears. There's an invisible unit. I have some very nice. If you want to see some clips of me screaming about invisible units in multiplayer, you're more than welcome to.
So he's already put a guy up on this hill. This this war worker is in serious danger right now, right?
This feels like something we'll be talking about next episode, doesn't it?
Well, yeah, but we have 50 seconds, so
okay.
Maybe we could find. He's not only is he planning on attacking us, he's trying to convert us too. My God, this guy's crazy.
He's a dick, isn't he?
Is there a way to see religion, the religion spread here? We've got 6 pressure. Can we see total pressure? How much of pressure we've accumulated?
No. So what we see here is we have 1 follower. That means we've accumulated more than 100 pressure because the follower is 100 pressure, and you can see that we have 1 city only pressuring us. That's why we have the 6 pressure, and 6 pressure is based on standard speed as opposed to quick speed. So what we know is that 100 divided by 6 is the number of turns it takes for each follower to be converted. It gets more complex when there's more religions pressuring us. With one religion pressuring us, that's how it works.
So we're getting pressured by Porto. Is it like Civ 6
no,
where
we're
there's a
getting,
max
we're getting
distance?
pressured by Lisbon.
How do you know that for
Porto,
sure?
because Porto has no religion, it can't pressure. It only has Pantheon. Pantheons don't pressure. The religion, you can see the religious icon over. Yeah, Catholicism.
Yeah.
That's where we're getting pressured from.
So how far can religions do pressure? 10 tiles, just like Civ 6.
Unless they have there's an enhancer belief that brings it. Well, they just changed it. It's no longer an enhancer belief. It's now a Reformation belief that brings it up to 13. But unless it's modified religion, it's base 10.
Right. Okay. Well, now we need to take a break. We'll talk about how to handle this whole thing here. We're going to lose in the next couple episodes, so it's been nice knowing you.
You want to lose to 3 warriors and an archer? That's on you. I'm not losing to 3 warriors and an archer.
There's more than 3. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 archers. There's
7 warriors. 7 archers is scary.
Horrible. These are samurai. There's a samurai, 7 samurai, a freaking zealot missionary man, and like 17 archers. I've counted them. There's also
all I'm saying, if you want to
Rutier.
concede to 7 warriors, I cannot wait to spawn next to you in a multiplayer game. That's all I'm saying.
Well, granted, this seems very doable compared to Carthage. I am so bitter about Carthage. That bitch rolled in with, I swear, 5 catapults. She had a bunch of those freaking elephant things. I think it was her. Does Carthage make the big... And they're terrifying units, and so they scared the shit out of my archers, and she just kicked my ass, and it was not fair. And she's also a lying... she's a team-killing bastard is what she is, to go all the way back to Red versus Blue. Did you ever watch that? You should if you haven't.
I like it.
Anyway, of course,
I haven't watched it in years.
The proper term is team-killing fucktard, is what she is. Yeah. Anyway, we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching, everyone. See you in a bit.
See you guys soon.